Hola from the West Side. It is me, DC, the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Tuesday Talk. Happy Tuesday to all of you out there. Well, for me, here in Southern California, it is Kobeville. Everything on local TV pretty much is all about Kobe. And understandably so. As of today, they have gotten all 9 remains from Calabasas. And they have already identified 4 of the individuals, Kobe Bryant being one, the coach from Orange County being another one. They have not identified any of the children, the young ladies, including Gigi, earlier. But I'm just glad that they have gotten all of those remains off of the mountain, because that just to me was it just saddened me that they weren't able to get everybody down yesterday.
Good.
And I know I told you guys the other day, yesterday actually, to go check out Kobe's short film, but unfortunately, it has been taken down, so you can't catch it now. If you did not catch it, hey Matt, if you didn't catch it yesterday when I told y'all, by midday today, Dear Basketball had been taken down from the internet. I don't know if they're going to put it back out again. Hey, Darren. I don't know if they're going to put Dear Basketball back out again, but it was up for like 24 hours. It went up yesterday and they took it down today. So I don't know if, maybe Kobe's family asked them to take it down. I'm not sure. I don't know. It was taken down by midday today. Also, any Kobe, authentic, like his shoes, his jerseys, a lot of those things have been taken off of line as well, so that people won't buy them and then turn around and sell them on eBay. So I think that that's actually commendable, because Nike is the one that made that announcement today. I think that is commendable because, this is a time when people are going to be trying to profit off of, Kobe's passing. And I don't remember which paper it is, but it's some rag that is dredging up that chick from Colorado, and trying to get her story at this point and get her response to Kobe's passing. Like, who cares how she feels about this? She tried to ruin this man's life, and I'm all about, men not forcing themselves, obviously, on women. But we all know that that's not what happened in this case. And, although they said they didn't take it to trial because they didn't have enough evidence, they didn't have enough evidence because it, her story didn't hold up. But now they're going to go find this chick and have a conversation with her. And I think that's just so disrespectful to the memory of this man. I mean, if it was someone who was not a person of color, would they do that? Would they go digging for the, the darkest part of his life and bring that up? And he's not even in the ground yet? It's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But I guess people got to make their money somehow, I guess they got to make their money somehow. What is this thing on? I'm trying to figure out what is on, because I'm hearing an echo.
You broke it.
No, I didn't break it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I found them.
Wreck-It Ralph over there.
Yeah, look, I know I'm hearing something. Exactly. And, nothing, and I don't want to bring this up in a negative fashion. But, and I didn't even know this at the time, one of the details, but apparently she had been having some mental health issues, which was the reason why she was, at this clinic, because apparently that's where he met her. So, Hey, Mova. Thanks for coming. I mean, I don't know, what her mental state was. I didn't know that part of the story, but, they brought that up in connection to how they met. So, but it's just sad that they even are drudging that stuff up when we should be focusing really on the parts of his life that were, positive. Like they're talking about how like he and his daughter Gigi were. Like hey Terry, she was built like him, and her basketball game was very similar to her dad's. Obviously when he was a teen like her. And I'm not sure if this is true or not, but there are reports that, he had, his child in his arms when they found him. I'm not sure if that's true. People are putting out all kinds of crazy things right now. But I know she was right there with him, and the NTS is also stating that the plane did not have the equipment for these type of weather that was going on Sunday. However, the pilot, there was an iPad that they located, and they think that was the pilot's iPad and that it may have been what he was using to navigate the terrain? So, it's going to be a while before they're able to give any real information. It's going to be at least 10 days before they give the preliminary report. And they're saying it can take up to a year and a half, 18 months before they're able to give a final report. But they did notate that they had made recommendations at least 9 years ago to the FAA about having planes like helicopters like this equipped with the equipment for navigating this type of terrain. And the FAA never did it. They told them this after previous helicopter crashes in the past. So what my hope is that maybe now the FAA would take heed to that. Now that 9 more people have lost their life. But I think that in the days to come, we will be finding out a lot of things in regards to Kobe that we didn't know. I think for those of us, and I'm just speaking, in regards to those of us who are in Southern California, I think that we probably did not understand the reach that Kobe Bryant had outside of this area, even though he's an athlete. And I'm just saying that so many people were impacted by him, and I mean, I know kids were impacted by, his playing and his work ethic, but people were impacted by the type of father he was and other, things about him, not just the athlete that he was. And, so I told you guys yesterday that petition was at 400,000 and that it would make 1 million. I knew that it would make it 1 million before the end of the week. Well, yep, it's over 1 million today. So it's DOD did tell us that the silhouette that's the NBA logo right now is actually the silhouette of Jerry West. So it'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see if they do, in fact, change the NBA logo to Kobe's silhouette. And I know that you guys have heard that there are a number of players around the league that are switching their numbers out. If they were wearing either Kobe's original number 8 or if they were wearing his last number 24, there are players around the league that are basically opting to not wear that number, either one of the numbers. I mean, it's, you guys, I'm like, it's a lot, going on. I know, Terry. Yes, somebody did. We knew that it was out there. We all knew that somebody had video of it, and I saw it earlier too, tonight. It's, it's hard. It's hard, and then one network even did had a helicopter that drove the exact path all the way to the crash site and showed that so that we could see the exact path that they had taken on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, it's, it has so many people affected, by this. And I think it's because this was so untimely. And I really believe that it hits people harder because the children, because of those little girls that were also on the helicopter, including Kobe's daughter. I think that's what really has everyone so torn up about this whole tragedy, That's, yeah. And he was about to go into his 28th season as the coach at Orange Coast College. He was named, coach of the year in 2018, a year ago. And then the assistant coach for for Gigi's team was also on there. I mean, it was a tragedy. Now with the coach, it was him, his wife, and his youngest daughter, who was Gigi's teammate. But he had an older daughter who's around 16 and an adult son. And I believe that they've started a GoFundMe, to help his kids, because they've got to bury their parents and their sister. I'm telling you, I know that they were holding on to those girls. I know they were. It's, I mean, and the memorial in downtown LA at the Staples Center has grown even more. I mean, yesterday it was, it was covered in front of the Nokia Theater, Microsoft Theater. Today it has grown to across the street in front of the Staples Center. It's, and seeing the actual footage of right before it crashed, it sends all kinds of thoughts through your mind. It sends all kinds of thoughts. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Mark. Exactly, Matt. And Terry, that's, I mean, it runs through your mind as to how, though that was a few minutes before they were gone. I know. I mean, is this really the time to try to drag the man? And it's calculated. It is so calculated, And according to, TMZ, Harvey Levin says that when they put out the story on Sunday, they had spoken to Kobe Bryant's people before they broke the story, even though, the LA County Sheriff kind of dragged TMZ Like they were the only ones who put it out. And I think it's because some of the other ones attributed it to them. But Harvey made a statement and said that before they put anything out, they spoke to Kobe's people, to his people, and made sure that they were not putting anything out prematurely, and they were told to go ahead and put the information out by Kobe's people. But the media attack right now it's calculated, you guys. But they've, right now, from what people are saying, the pilot of the helicopter was like the best of the best. Was the best of the best. And he, took up celebrities as well as, regular people and treated everybody the same. But he was the best of the best. And there were the number of people, some people that knew him that said he was the one pilot that they would have trusted their life with, so. It's just sad. Yeah, well, the media is low down. I mean, that's why it's like it's hard, to really listen to everything that's coming from the media, because whatever their perspective is, it's not going to be unbiased. It's going to be slanted, and it's going to have an intent. It's going to have an intent. To me, that's what's going on in regards to that. And I mean, but I do find it interesting that his movie was only up for 24 hours before they pulled it. And now they're trying to plug some other things that's, I guess, going to be on Hulu and you can rent on Amazon. That's going to be, I guess, talking about Kobe. I don't know if it was something that was already, pre-planned, but it's, I guess coming out now. Hey, Lit Jr. Hey, AKA James. Oh, I know. I know the media, I know that, Matt. Exactly. Because, right now, I mean, nobody's thinking about what's going on in DC. The only thing we're thinking about is what's going on, with this. So of course, he's going to use it to his advantage. He's going to use this tragedy to his advantage. That's what I believe. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Here's my thing. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. I just, there's some things that just aren't right about this whole situation. You know, um, notwithstanding the shoddy reporting about it initially, you know, with the 5 then going to 9 amount. Hey, Angel, how are you? But I mean, I gave you guys some of my conspiracy thing. Like, this is the second time somebody died of a huge magnitude on Grammy weekend. And although Kobe was not in the music business per se anymore, at one point in his life he did do rapping. And ironically, that is how he met his wife. She was a dancer. She was part of his video. That's how he met her. But I don't know. I'm going to keep my opinion open at this particular point. But I know that there are people already out there putting together conspiracy theories in regards to it. And I'm sure, people are figuring out the dates and everything, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not into all of that kind of stuff, but it is, scary in a that so many events have been in predictive programming on The Simpsons. I'll just say that, years before any of these events even happened. You know, 9/11, with the Twin Towers. And there is the Simpson clip. It's all over YouTube of Kobe being involved in a helicopter crash. So, it's very eerie. Nobody can really explain that part, I even think that there was an earthquake. I mean, I think not an earthquake, but a volcano eruption or something that was predicted in The Simpsons. It's been so many things that they've done in predictive programming on there. It's just hard to, wrap your head around it. But we would like to think that there was no conspiracy involved in this. We would like to think that this was not, something like that. But there's a lot of evil in this world. You just don't know. You just don't know. But I do know that this is having a major impact on a lot of people, especially, a lot of young people. A lot of young people And I'll just say, like here in Los Angeles, this is within a 12-month period, 2 people who were significant influencers of millennials in the Los Angeles area specifically have died in tragic circumstances, and and each one of them in their way had an international influence, as we found out, with Nipsey Hussle and with Kobe. Hey, Emmanuel. I know. I mean, so I mean, it's you don't know. You just don't know, because there's a lot of things that spiritually go on in, and Kobe had started to involve himself in the entertainment industry. I mean, you don't know. I mean, because he had a film company, entertainment company. He was developing film projects. That's part of what he was doing. So I mean, yeah, he was technically he had moved to Hollywood. He was now part of Hollywood, because that was, what he was going for. So I mean, it's the entertainment, although we don't look at, athletes, the same way, but it is part of entertainment. But I don't have any conspiracy theories of my own, but I do notate that there's some things that are, things that we should just be keeping our eyes open with this going on. And, I mean, everybody's going to have their eyes on this. So I pray that there was nothing in the realm of stuff. Guys, I'll put you guys on mute for just a second. Just one moment. Yeah, just one moment. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. You have some questions? Yeah, I have questions about it too, Terry. I mean, like on Sunday, there were, agencies like, police departments and other ones, that grounded their helicopters because of the weather conditions. So, I don't know if it was overcast in Orange County. Maybe it wasn't, and maybe he was trying to turn back. We don't know what happened, because they're saying there was no black box. This particular model is not equipped with a black box. Another thing that the FTS said, I mean, NTS told the FAA, they recommended, it was one of their recommendations, that they start having this particular you know, type of helicopter equipped with a black box. So it was another one of the recommendations that the FAA did not implement. And it is at their, discretion to implement things. But you make you wonder, why wouldn't they want black boxes to be on a helicopter that's capable of carrying up to 18 people? Why wouldn't they want to have that on there as a safety? So that if something like this happens, you have some idea of what was really going on. Hi, Stereotype. I mean, I don't think that this sits right with any of us. I don't think it sits right with a lot of people, because it's clearly a senseless death. It's senseless. It doesn't make any sense to us. So we're gonna have questions. We got we want explanations. Are we gonna get them? I don't know. But like I told you guys, it was interesting to know that Kobe had this pact, with this agreement with his wife, that they would never both be on the same helicopter. Like, I mean, I'm sure he wasn't thinking that anything like this would happen, but I think he thought about just in case. Yeah, but from what I understand, that he had started doing the helicopter thing when he was playing for the Lakers, so he could spend more time with his family. It was all about not being stuck on the freeway and being away from his kids, missing important events for them. That's the reason why he started doing the helicopter thing, was for his family, to spend time with them. So I don't think that it was a ego thing with Kobe. I think that it was, he could afford this luxury because of who he was, but it was really about him being able to have that time with his kids, because he said that he missed one of his kids' play because he was stuck in traffic driving from a game or from practice. Hey, Bumpy Johnson. I'm good. How are you? So yeah, I don't think it was ego for him. I think the reason that they were in the helicopter was because he was doing that for his daughter and her teammates. It was about the kids for him. I honestly don't think that they would have been up there if he did not think that they were going to be able to get there safely. And we don't know if he had been in these types of weather conditions going to the academy before, because that is typical. Overcast conditions are very typical in Southern California. It's a lot of things, that we don't know. You know, it's a lot of stuff that we don't know. And as of now, you know, the family is not talking. And I mean, why would they? You know, first of all, you know, like I said yesterday, I think it's going to be a minute before we hear from his wife, because she is really probably just trying to hold it together for her other kids. You know, he had a, you know, his relationship with his parents. His mother was very, very tense. He had just, you know, started to mend the fence with his dad. He wasn't on speaking terms with his sisters, you know. So it's like, you know, the only one who probably should be speaking is not going to speak for a minute. And I don't blame her. I mean, because if you think about it, throughout the time, she tried not to be in the limelight as much as possible. She was very, very private, you know. You know, even though she was at all his games and everything, you know, but most of the stuff, you know, he was the face of everything, including their foundation, because the charity foundation that he has is their foundation. So it'll be interesting. Oh, I'm sure they are. Well, they can't get by their home, thankfully, because Kobe did live, you know, his family is in a gated community. So the closest they can get is outside the gates, where also there's also a growing memorial, because he lived in Newport in Orange County. You know, but you know, they can't get up to his house. They have spoken to some of his neighbors though. You know, and they've spoken to church members from his church. So, but anybody who's, you know, as close as family, they're not, you know, they're not going to be able to get that close to them. And I'm sure she's going to have a camp around her for a minute to protect her and the kids. You know, I'm sure she is. You know, but I think that when she's ready to say something, she will. And the first thing we get may be something on social media, rather than, you know, getting in front of the camera. So we'll just have to, you know, respect, you know, the grieving process and allow this family at least some time to grieve, especially the media. They've done enough. You know, they've done enough. But absolutely, you know, no respect for the dead. You know, I am, you know, happy that they are starting to talk about the other people who were involved in, you know, this tragedy, and respecting their memories as well. You know, thankfully, you know, they immediately started talking about, you know, Coach Out, you know, along with Kobe and, you know, his daughter. But as of today, they've kind of, you know, given more clarity on all of the spirits that were lost. You know, it's just, I will say that here in the Los Angeles area, this will probably be the top news story all the way up until, you know, funeral services for everyone. I think that they're probably going to try to do something, you know, along the lines of what was done for Michael and for Nipsey. But, you know, I think that this will be even more, you know, and it's just because, you know, even though Michael was an international phenomenon, you know, that was 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And this is the house that Kobe built. You know, he basically, you know, he did a lot for Los Angeles's image. And he was an integral part of the community here. So, you know, as was Nipsey. So I think that it's going to be on a grander scale than we had last year for Nipsey, you know? And I think it's going to be crazy in LA. You know, I think it's going to be crazy because it's a kind of like somberness right now. You know, it is. You know, I mean, the Clippers and the Lakers couldn't even play tonight. They were supposed to have a game tonight, and the game had to be postponed because, you know, I mean, they couldn't do it. You know, they couldn't do it. So it's, you know, yeah, it's a somber spirit over the city of Los Angeles. You know, the city's definitely in mourning, you know. Oh yeah, no, yeah. They're definitely keeping, you know, Nipsey, you know, name alive. He won several Grammys on Sunday as well. You know, but, you know, both Nipsey and Kobe were really about, you know, they were both about the next generation. They just had different ways of approaching it, but they were both, you know, using their status of who they were to help the communities. Yeah, I know, Matt. Yeah, they just were friends. But that song, that the last song that Nipsey did with John Legend and DJ Khaled, that Higher song, was one of the things that he got a Grammy for, and Lauren came up and accepted the Grammy on his behalf. Yeah, here in LA, they may not, you know, keep Nipsey alive other places, but in LA, the marathon will continue. Let me just say it like that. The marathon will continue. That's the attitude here. you know, and I'm not even from here, but I've been here, you know, long enough to know, you know, and my nephew. Yeah, my nephew is all messed up right now because, you know, he loved Kobe. And, you know, and he was really into Nipsey as well. Oh, you know, yeah. And he's, you know, he's in his, well, yeah, he's in his mid-20s. He's a little, God, no, he's about to be in his late 20s because he's a few years older than my son. But yeah, I can, that's what I'm saying. It's hitting the millennials here in Los Angeles so heavy because they just lost another of their, you know, influencers. You know, in Nipsey, it is, you know, it's been less than 12 months. They're still these kids here are still grieving, you know, Nipsey. They still are grieving him. You know, and now the entire city is, you know, grieving Kobe. Nobody was prepared for this, you know, obviously. I mean, yeah. But, you know, it's, you know, it just shows us how fleeting life is. You know, I'm gonna say that again. It just shows us that life is so fleeting. You know, for me, because I am older, you know, it just, you know, when you see someone who to you is really being cut down in the prime of their life, it's just, you know, it's just crazy, you know. And you know, you guys know I'm a believer, you know, and I'm asking the Almighty, you know, why, you know, I don't understand, you know, but you know, like when SP was saying last night, we don't know, but this may have been, as far as he may have completed everything that he needed to complete, you know, because, you know, when I was naming all the things that he accomplished, Kobe accomplished a lot in his life. And, you know, and I know we think about the children, but we don't know, you know, we're going to find out. We were just getting to know Gigi, you know, and she was like a phenomenon. She was a beast, you know, about basketball, just like her father. And she went out of here doing what she loved, and he went out of here helping his daughter towards her dream. You know, like, I mean, with Nipsey, that was just, I can't even speak on the Nipsey things, because that whole thing was, he was set up. And that dude thought he was doing something. And he didn't do nothing but ruin his own life in taking Nipsey's. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm still not feeling right about that, you know, that whole situation. That that hit everybody like a ton of bricks as well. But, you know, I guess Kobe hit me harder because of the children that were involved. And, you know, I mean, I saw him his entire career, you know, I saw him grow up, you know. I went to Laker games, you know, and I always liked the Lakers, even when I was on the other coast, my coast, you know. But it's I think for those of us who are still here, the teachable thing about this tragedy is that we need to live our life to the fullest. And, you know, I'm not going to say live each day like it's your last, but live in the present, you know. You know, obviously think about the future, but also have a full focus on what's going on in your present, because it can all be gone in a flash and you cannot be here. You know, I mean, if we find out somebody messed with that helicopter, y'all, I pray that it's nothing like that. You know what I mean? I pray nothing like that. But it's going to be very hard for them to put the pieces together, because the pieces of the helicopter are literally spewed over 100 square yards. And that's about the size of 2 entire football fields. It's a huge area. You know, thankfully, they now can just concentrate on figuring out what's going on, what happened with the helicopter, and because all of the bodies have been removed from, you know, the mountain, so to speak. And I pray that by tomorrow they have identified everybody's remains. Obviously, Kobe's was one of the first to be, you know, to be identified, you know, because, I mean, I don't think anybody else on the plane was like as tall as him. So it was easy to identify him, you know, and they did also identify the coach. You know, they were among, you know, I think it's with the children, it's going to be harder to make that distinction. No, they haven't started I think that trial is coming up though. Yep, I think that trial is coming up. They haven't done it though for Nipsey. Oh yeah, LA loved Nipsey. You know, they still do. And they love Kobe. I mean, yesterday I think I told you guys that a mural had popped up of him and his daughter in South Central LA. Another mural of him and his daughter has also popped up in the San Fernando Valley now. So there was already, you know, there were already, you know, several murals of Kobe around the city. I can think of one that's in downtown LA that you drive by all the time. but these are two new ones that just popped up overnight. You know, I think that they're right now the fans are doing a huge outpouring of love, and I hope that they continue to do that, you know, because the media's on some other stuff right now. You know, it's like if you don't have nothing good to say about Kobe, then what are you doing? There's other stuff that you could be focusing on, like what's going on in DC right now? Huh? Can you tell us that? You know? It's taking the eyes off of 45, but not for long. 45, they're gonna be focusing on you again in a minute. We're just in mourning right now, but it's gonna be back on you in a minute. Yeah, he was. And please believe Kobe had some investments. He was investing in this community, in the Los Angeles community. You know, just like Magic Johnson has. I mean, you know, what people don't know is that they were, you know, I mean, a lot of people know they were very close. And when he came to the business stuff, yeah, he talked to Magic, talked to Michael Jordan too. You know, so he wanted to do some stuff. And he was already doing a lot of things that a lot of people outside of Los Angeles, they don't know about the stuff. Yeah, they don't know about all the things he was doing for homeless youth here and had been doing for years. You know, they don't know that he was involved in getting kids, you know, with the Wednesday's Child program here in LA throughout, you know, a lot of his basketball career, with helping, you know, get kids who were in foster care adopted. People don't know about that if they didn't live in the Los Angeles area. Yeah, he did a lot for kids. He loved kids. I mean, he did. He just did. You know. And I think once he stopped his, you know, basketball career, it's only been 4 years, guys. But in the last 4 years, you've seen even more how much he loved kids. I mean, you already knew he loved his kids, but you saw really how much this man loved his kids and how it was really all about his family. And, you know, even though it's tragic to all of us, he was on that helicopter because of family. That was about family. You know, it was about family. You know, those were his, you know, those were his, you know, friends outside of basketball. You know, the parents of his daughter's friends. You know, he was being a parent. Plain and simple. He was being a dad. He died being a father to his daughter. You know? I know he does. I know that LeBron does a lot back in Akron. You know, but yeah. Kobe was being a dad. And I think that's the part that's, you know, because when we realized that that's what all of this was about, you know, he thought he was doing, something that was okay. And I'm sure his daughter had been in the helicopter before. This probably wasn't her first time. Their first trip going up to the camp. It was pretty much of a routine trip for them. But I'm going to get off of here, you guys. I'm not going to stay on here too long because, I'm still trying to get over this stuff with Kobe. I think it's just the kind of spirit that I have, and the kids being involved. That's why it's really, we can't even watch TV here. We're not even watching TV. I'm just staying on Netflix or Amazon or anything but regular TV, because that's literally, it's like every newscast is almost, that is 95%. It's just, it's overwhelming, but I want to know what's going on, but it's still overwhelming, because it's real. It's like this really happened. These people are really gone. So I will be back on tomorrow. Each day gets better. And I have my happy spirit as always, but, I am I've got the kind of spirit that this kind of stuff does affect me, and, I can feel it around me too. So, I am going to hopefully have a different topic for us tomorrow, something happier, or maybe just different, lighter, a little lighter than talking about this. I mean, it's really good. Thank you guys for allowing me to get it all out. But yeah, it's a lot. When you see people die in such a tragic way, and the young ones. But so you guys, as always, until next time, peace, guys, and blessings from the West Side. See you guys.